The honourable member for Timmins-James Bay. Order.
Mr. Speaker, the fraud and breach of trust charges laid against the senators are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the abuse of taxpayers by this unelected Senate. We now find that unelected and unaccountable senators are stonewalling the Auditor General's investigation of how the Senate abuses taxpayers' money. This is unconscionable. What steps will this government take to protect taxpayers and ensure there will actually be penalties for senators who are not willing to be compliant with the work of the Auditor General?
Parliament Secretary to the Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in front of me I have the expenses of Conservative members of Parliament and senators who have actually posted their expenses online. I looked through the internet to try to find the expenses of the NDP caucus, but then I was reminded of the fact, Mr. Speaker, that they're refusing to tell Canadians what their expenses are, Mr. Speaker. Do as I say, not as I do, Mr. Speaker. These NDP refuse to tell Canadians what their expenses are, Mr. Speaker. We expect our senators, all senators, to work with the Auditor General because Canadians are demanding accountability of the Senate. That's what they're getting from this side of the House, and we'll make sure that they continue to get that, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Timmins-James Bay.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it is Valentine's Day. I'd like to think that they give a bit of love to Canadian taxpayers instead of giving huggy hugs to the crooks over in the Senate, and that's what's been going on with this party. Now, Mr. Speaker, yesterday we find out that a Liberal crony at the Federal Bridges Society had $1.5 million moved to a Swiss bank account while he was managing a large federal account for the Jacques Cartier Bridge with SNC-Lavalin. Now, this is a company that's been under numerous investigations. Let's just look at the Prime Minister's personal friend, Arthur Porter, now hanging out in a Panama jail. Will the government open an inquiry into this contract to ensure that no taxpayers' money was illegally sent into the pockets of Liberal cronies?
The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, as soon as the allegations were brought to the attention of the minister, he asked the Deputy Minister to investigate. These are troubling allegations which affect the entire bridge corporation for the Montreal bridges. Mr. Fournier was appointed by the previous government, which was Liberal. The Honourable Member for Alfred Pellet.